Hey guys, what's up? It's Samara Renee, and we're here with another vlog for the week. This week I'm focusing all on personal development and why that's so important. I'm going to take you through my weekend training, 3-day training with Jack Canfield. He is one of the best trainers, influencers, motivational speaker in the world, and I got to be part of his breakthrough success weekend. Pretty intensive training, and it's really to take a look at your life, at your goals, follow the success principles, which is his book. So if you're ready, let's get started. This is day one of Breakthrough to Success. I'm super excited to take 3 days just to focus on my goals, to build my self-esteem with Jack Canfield. Already, I am almost 2 hours in and I've already met some really nice people. So excited, can't wait. Okay, so we are midway through the first day of Breakthrough to the Success, and it's going really well. I had a chance to talk to Patty and Jack in the VIP section, and I'm getting really good advice and meeting some really great people in our breakout groups. And I'm taking a lot of great notes, and I can't wait to share what my feedback is and my whole overall experience. Today is the end of day one of the Breakthrough to Success, and it was actually like a super amazing day. It's not live like in person, but it's online, but there's like over 100 people on the call. We're on the call from 8 to 6, so it's a full day training for 3 days, and I met some amazing people. And you spend a whole day just talking about your goal the next year or the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. We got some really great tips. I've been to a Jack Canfield training before. It's been a couple of years since I went to that. I got to meet him in person, which was really great, at a VIP luncheon, and I got to ask questions with Jack and Patty, so that was great. So another thing that I learned from today was just to not put your dreams off and to not be afraid of sharing your dreams with people, because you just never know who might be able to help you with that. Really nice just to spend a whole day and saying like, this is my goal, this is what I want to do in the next year, and this is what I need help with, or I need your feedback on this. What do you think about this, or what would be really helpful? And then being able to meet with a bunch of different people today from all over the world and be able to get their opinion, and then creating, like, breaking down all of my goals and into, you know, simple action steps. So that was just really hugely valuable. So I'm really looking forward to day 2. It was really interesting. A lot of the people that kept ending up in my group, there was some type of like alignment with all of our visions, and all of our goals were very much aligned. Okay guys, we are 1 hour left, Breakthrough to Success day 2 of the event. And I gotta be honest, I am emotionally drained today. I think they had us doing some stuff, man, like actually giving ourselves like praise for like our achievements. And I am not used to like giving myself like a pat on the back for much of anything. Maybe that's why I'm the way I am. I need to kind of talk myself up in my head better. But yeah, a lot of tech issues on my end today with Zoom, so that kind of put a damper into my experience quickly as possible. So yeah, that was really hard to kind of just say, allow myself to spend money on myself, because I really don't, not like personal development, I'm doing better this year. Like I'm doing like this Breakthrough to Success weekend, go down for a whole weekend and not leave my house because I need to be on this type of training and to surround myself with this information. It's been really hard. So, but I'm doing it. So I just figured, you know, nothing has changed in my life. I was introduced to like Jack Canfield years ago by this guy I dated briefly, and I've tried this on my own and I haven't been able to accomplish what I want. And so I'm at least going to have the support system that I need. Anyways, got to get back on this training and change for church. And I'll check in later. Okay, guys, so we just had our first Game Changer introductory meeting. And we had like these breakout groups, and we had like, I think there was like 5 of us in a group. And I feel super overwhelmed and scared out of my mind because, I mean, there's people who have already accomplished a lot of stuff in their life. Like there's 2 business owners and they've already made $1 million. And then there's me who's just trying to grow their YouTube channel. So from scratch. So yeah, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. And then I sent a message to our facilitator and I said, is it normal to feel like you're scared, like crapless? And she said, yes, like that's completely and totally normal. But man, I'm going to have to hold myself accountable for so much stuff that I said I was going to do. It's insane. So of course it's like my YouTube channel is something that I really want to grow this year. And then I started a self-care ebook, and I think I wrote like 20 pages and I haven't finished it. And it was just going to be like a really short ebook to put together. And so I had to put that all out there this year, and I'm going to be held accountable for it. So they're going to really kick my butt in this group. Anyways, we're on our last, I think we have about 3 more hours left on the training. And then we have kind of like a 2-week transition, and then we're going to start the Game Changer group. So it was an investment in myself. And so I just decided to bet on myself to spend the money that I really don't have, but I think it's a good investment for myself that I hopefully will be able to make back very quickly and earn back. So anywho, I'm going to get back to this training, but I just wanted to share my feelings on just how overwhelmed I am right now.
I've been in this kind of work, and they knew about it. And so they said to young Bobsy, his name was Robert, but they called him Bobsy. And they said, Bobsy.
Okay, so I'm here to give my takeaways from the Breakthrough to Success weekend with Jack Canfield. And it was an amazing weekend. It was a lot of hard work. It was very emotional for me. I brought up a lot of like stuff and insecurity, but I had to like confront myself and like why I'm not where I want to be in my life. I had to take 100% responsibility. And when I was going through the exercises this weekend, I just realized that I've done a whole lot of hiding in my life, and I've done a lot of putting things off and waiting because I was scared. And when you keep doing that, like you're just going to keep getting the same results. So something had to change. I have made that decision that I'm going to spend 6 months focused on working towards my goals. And I have a lot of work that I need to do. And I really thought like I put in a lot of work over several years, but evidently I got a long way to go, because what has been holding me back. And really, I have to be honest and just say that it's totally fear of failure and the unknown, the feeling of being uncomfortable. I pretty much have been coasting for the past couple of years, and you get comfortable. If there's one lesson that I would tell anybody who's watching right now, if you're feeling comfortable, you're not doing what you're really called to do. The next steps for me is just taking part of this Game Changer 6-month program where I'm going to have I'm going to have someone to report to and basically to push me. One of these other clips I talked about, one of the meditations with Jack, stuff that came up from childhood. And it was like stuff that I didn't even think that really mattered, but it went across from like where I am with career goals, relationships, and why I haven't taken action in a lot of those. And a lot of it has to do with just fear. I'm just afraid of failing. And I think that there's so many people out there that they feel like that, and they know that they should be doing something with their life, and they know their life isn't working, and they just keep doing what they're doing. I definitely have done that for a really long time. It hasn't served me well. And this weekend really like called me out to realize that I've really have been sleeping on myself. I haven't been authentic with myself about what I really want, and I haven't gone after it. And there's so many things that I want to do. I've always felt like I could do more. I just true belief that I could really do it. And so I met a lot of different people from all over the country and all over the world that were in some of our breakout groups. And to hear where they're at, and then they're still coming back and getting trainings. There's 2 gals, and they hit like $1 million with their company this year. Their goal is to double their income for their business. Bring all these different people, and then I'm starting from scratch. A little insecure about that because I was like, man, like I really don't have a lot of things going on. It was really good to hear that people have taken this through success 3-day training, like they take it year after year because they get better and better. Definitely recommend to anybody who, I would say anybody, no matter where you are in your life, if you're successful right now, you can always be more successful. Or if you don't know what to do with your life, you don't know where you're going, and you need to get clear, I would highly suggest checking out Jack Canfield's The Success Principles. That's one of my favorite books of all time. And I recommend that to everybody, to just read the book. If you're able to go to one of his trainings, invest some money into yourself, highly recommend it. It's just, you know, for me, he just moves me just because he's just kind of like a chill dude. You know, he's a teacher at heart. It's a really nice, seems like a really nice guy. I was fortunate enough to meet him several years ago. And I went to another training, and I was thinking back and I'm like, how did I pay for that training? And I remembered my last job, we actually had this essay contest because we received a training and we learned some of the success principles, and I was all about it. I was so excited. And all my other coworkers were like, oh, like we have to do all this personal growth stuff. Like, this is ridiculous. I loved it. Ended up writing a quick essay to my boss saying how much I love Jack Canfield and I would really love to go to his training in LA, and the company paid for it. An amazing time. And then I was hooked on Jack. Like, a long time coming. I always wanted to go through the Breakthrough to Success weekend. It's typically in person. They've done it in like Arizona at like a really high end. I think they've had it in Hawaii, really high end hotel. And you basically spend a whole weekend with people from all over the world who are just focusing on their goals. I need to surround myself with more people like that. Why did I choose now? Well, I've kind of been going back and forth, or well, at least the past couple of weeks. I have just been really bummed out, and just deep down inside, I feel like I'm feeling numb, like really, really numb about stuff, and looking within myself, and I'm like not loving what I'm feeling right now within myself. And I happen to be checking my emails in the morning from United States Postal Service that tells me what's coming in the mail for that day. A postcard with Jack's face on it. And it said limited time through to success at like $49. And I jumped on that so quick. I was like, ooh, I'm there. $50 for this whole weekend. Actually, it's more. It's usually like over $3,000 when it's in person. So I was like, I'm on this. I'm doing this. So I knew it was going to be all weekend. I like my routine. I'm very much into like just having that same routine that keeps me calm, knowing what's going to come next. Changed up a little bit of things, and I just kept telling myself, like, it's okay. Like, you can go to church on Saturday night, you can go to the vigil mass, and then you can spend all day Sunday just focusing on a training. And there are so many people who were all at different levels. Nice to see, like, there's some people that were really successful. There was this one lady in my group who she is, I think she's a cartoonist, and she, seems very like unassuming. And she comes and she was like, oh, I have an Emmy. I have a couple Emmys, and I have 60 something odd books. And she was just going down the line. And she was like, I'm so embarrassed. Like, I'm so not used to like giving myself praise for this. And of course, I'm like there with my mouth dropped open. And then I'm going down my list of successes. And I'm like, I graduated college and I got my master's, and like, yeah, it's just amazing to see somebody who was so successful, like blatantly successful, has all these awards, and yet she doesn't see that in herself. And super humble. So it was like really, and she was super uncomfortable, and I was super uncomfortable, like saying like, oh wow, like I did this and this is awesome, this is so great about myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I'm proud of myself because I accomplished this. And it's not being selfish, but it's just nice to say, you know what, I did that. I worked hard for that, and it's okay to be proud of myself. So many people with ideas. There was a guy from India, and he was talking about he wants to start like a nonprofit, and he wants to plant, I want to say he was thinking about like 1 million trees, like 8 years. And I was like, where do I sign up? Like, how can I help you to make your goals? Like, how can I donate to get trees planted, right? And then here I am, like YouTube content creator. That's my goal this year. I was like, I'm making it happen, like this lone wolf, who has this dream. And then all week, this has been nagging me. And so one of the things in the success principles that Jack Canfield always says is ask, ask, ask. And there was one question that I was dying to ask Jack Canfield, but I didn't have the courage to say. That's the cool thing about this weekend is that, he's so famous. He's worked with all these, like so many people all over the world, famous people, athletes, CEOs and companies, Fortune 500. And he's just like this really nice down to earth. I mean, he's Oprah's neighbor, for heaven's sakes. And one of the questions I was going to ask him was, can you please introduce me to Oprah Winfrey? I really don't want anything other than just to tell her how much she inspires me. And like, she's like my type of people. She made it cool to like want to read. It was cool, like growing up, and me and my sister, when we were supposed to be taking naps, we used to like crawl behind a couch and watch Oprah Winfrey. And we finally told our mom in like our late 20s. We were super scared to tell her that. Just tell her, like, she inspired me, and I always wanted to do either a radio show, always wanted to do some type of like talk show, YouTube, whatever. And so I know this YouTube channel will definitely evolve, but I just wanted to just meet her. So I'm going to write that on my list of things to just ask and be like, look, I don't want anything from her. I just want to meet her and just say thank you and look her in the eye and then go cry for an hour after that. I talked about next steps, which is, of course, we're going to move into the 6 months of hardcore, focused on goals, and see where I'm going to go. And it's a little scary because they call you out. Like they're not going to let me get away with anything. And I am scared. Like I woke up like on Saturday morning and I was so stressed and I had so much doubt within myself. And it just kind of like, it was this undercurrent of doubt. It's like my negative self-talk that is constantly going on. And I'm like, it was like, why are you doing this? Like, you're never going to get this. And then all of these emotions about relationships and like wanting a relationship, all of that started coming up. And it's almost like a distraction. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's like this distraction that I'm really focused in one area. And like, this is what I want to do with my life. This is the direction. I feel like this is what I'm put on this earth to do. And I want to focus on that. And then all of the things that I'm really insecure about right now and about, relationships and where that's going, where that's not going. And all of that stuff is coming up. And so it was like a super big distraction. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go into day 2. And in day 2 was super emotional. And this morning I actually woke up early. That's the amazing thing. Okay, let me talk about this. The most amazing thing is what I have found since like March of last year. I just haven't had the heart. I haven't had the heart for anything anymore. When you don't have heart to do things, then you're not super motivated. I know what depression feels like. Like when you're not feeling it, when you don't have your heart into things, then you're not motivated to get up in the morning. Just things that are not me, like not typical me. And like consistently for the past like 6 months. And I think like the underlying root is that honestly, I have just been so unhappy. Like this weekend, I really had to like faced the fact that I just was like, I'm just so unhappy. And I think the reason why I'm so unhappy is because I know I can do more and I'm not doing it. And my life is not where it should be. And I know I could be where it is if I really pushed myself. I'm facing all these things and I still have like so much work to do. Oh my gosh, so much work to do in myself. And that's one thing I would say. If you think that you have pushed yourself and you have put in the work, then that means you need to do more work. I have seen a therapist. I have gone to other trainings, and I still have so much stuff that was just coming up in me. And so I'm sure more of that's going to happen this year. I'm really being stretched. I don't know. It's just like, I guess it's just time now. You know, I'm going to be like going to Europe for the first time this year, which is like major. Like that just was not on my radar. It was kind of like one of those things you kind of put on your bucket list and you're like, yeah, you know, you move forward. And then that's happening for me this year. I always wanted to go to this Jack Canfield training, and that miraculously happened this year. And I always wanted to be in a coaching program, and I just broke down and said, let's do it. Just all these things are just like starting to happen unexpectedly. That's the thing that's so scary, is like I'm starting to like have these experiences and things that are new, that are super unfamiliar, and it's freaking me out. Like I am freaked out. And I asked our facilitator today, and I was just like, is it normal to be like scared out of your mind, like scared? And she's like, yeah, very normal, but this is your time to really focus on what you want to do. The only person who has limited myself, and that's the truth that I have to answer, is me. Like there's nobody that's held me back except for myself. The deep core of who I am, like I know I can do it. I just need to be held accountable and to just start talking and asking people like, hey, like this is what I want to do. Like, let's do this, or can you help me with that? It was just really, really powerful for me. And I'm just going to keep pushing through like every single day, working towards my goals. So if you're out there and you're watching this video and you're at a point in your life where you're just truly feeling like not happy, I would challenge you, like I challenged myself, to take some type of personal development, professional development course. And it's going to cost some money. Like, honestly, I didn't want to spend the money, but it's an investment that I hope to have that return to me tenfold, that I'm putting this time into myself to really work on for things that are missing, which is like, you know, true confidence in myself, and like those dreams that I feel that are dying that need to come out. And it's showing up within me. It's showing up in, you know, my mental health. It's showing up in my weight gain and difficulty getting off all of the extra weight that I have. I know that the reason why I haven't lost as much weight as I wanted to, having cleaned up my diet and stopped drinking, is because it's emotional. And I'm not going to get rid of it until I start clearing the emotional baggage that I have. I'm going to leave a couple of links to some of my favorite motivational speakers and trainers, but you know, you have the Jack Canfields, the Tony Robbins, you know, you can look up anybody online, so many different methods. And the cool thing is not one method that is like right for everyone. There's so many different people that work together. Lisa Nichols is another one. Oprah's another one. She's another one that's really a teacher. And I have been watching, you know, her life, my whole life. And I was like, that's why I vibe with Oprah, because I'm like, that's me. Like, that's how I move in life. It's that, you know, I was a nerdy kid reading the books quietly, reflecting on things, and like having deep internal feelings. My thing is I just didn't have the words and speech like she does. I want to be one of those people to be able to help encourage not only women, but I really feel called to the youth, to inspire young girls who are coming up. And one of the tips that our breakout group said was, you know, of course, she was like, meditate. And I was just like, okay, you know, we had the session where we had to listen to our partners in our breakout room minutes and say, I have this problem. So it was like a mastermind. I have this problem and I need your guys' ideas. And then you have to shut your mouth and not say anything and then let people like through ideas. There's only 2 other ladies in the room and I'm just writing things down. And one of the things she said was, you just need to start asking people like, hey, like I have this self-care YouTube channel. What would you like to see? What would you like to hear? And I was like, oh, that's such a great idea. And I'm just going to start throwing that out. And I'm just going to ask you guys, like, if you have an idea for anything that you want to learn or that you didn't learn growing up about how to take care of yourself. So that could be emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, go ahead and just drop it in the comment box. And I'd be happy to just, dive right in and to make a video about it and explore. I like being a guinea pig and trying different things. So if you have an idea for a different type of meditation method or a workout to try that you haven't seen from me yet, just drop it in a box. If you're looking for more self-care tips, make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you watch this video for our next self-care tips. And I'll see you on the next video.